When I think of ICC, I think about home.
The moment I stepped on campus, I knew it was a perfect fit.
It helped me find my true self.
It has opened doors for me that I didn't even know existed.
Everyone here wants you to succeed.
I was able to get involved here and make a real difference.
I've met my closest friends here.
There's something for everyone to be involved with.
I've gained skills to succeed in the workforce.
It's been the best experience.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM as we continue to talk about the start of the new school year. And start of the new school year also brings the start of the sports season. And we're going to talk with ICC women's soccer coach David Strother about the Lady Indians and the little preseason and then rolling into the season. And, Coach, before we get started, appreciate you making time to come talk to us.
Yeah, man. Always excited this time of year. Get back on campus and get all our students on campus and have an opportunity to come talk to you about what we're looking forward to. So thanks for the invite.
Well, let's just jump right into it. Preseason. Man, it's busy for y'all because really and truly you got to get acclimated to the heat, but you just got so little time to get ready for the season.
Yeah, and this year it's a little bit different for us. We usually try to go a little bit deeper into our preseason before we start any real games for us, and so we try to get acclimated to the heat and play that game kind of before we get started in the regular season, which actually starts on August 17th against Mississippi State up in Knoxville, Tennessee. But the adjustment was good. Got a chance to play everybody in and had an opportunity to see some pieces and see how some of our international players adjusted to this Mississippi heat. So that was a good experience.
Well, let's stay on that coin because as you in tennis, it really do have that unique aspect of your team is that international flair. Mm-hmm. Just talk about, one, how do you go about finding your international players? And then two, how do they get used to Fulton, Mississippi and this southern heat? Yeah, well, the first thing is we got to go find them. And very appreciative to have a wonderful assistant coach, Hugo Galti. He's going on our third season with us. His nationality is France, and so he went through the pipeline of coming to the States as a student athlete himself from France and played at an extremely high level at the Division I level on the men's side. And so he has the experience from what he did as a recruitable athlete. Now we use his experience that he had with that to help go and locate players. And so sometimes it's as simple as him flying back home and watching some showcases. We kind of let him take the lead in our international recruiting and the identification of those players. If we're not able to see them face to face, we'll watch video on them. We'll use different agencies that we network with to get those players that we think could be a good fit to build around our Mississippi players. We always start with Mississippi first. We even try to start it as local as possible and build the Mississippi base and then fine tune it with the international players. But yeah, we'll look over every single rock and cranny we possibly can and have them stretched out all across the world to bring them into Fulton. And once they're here, they become part of the Fulton family and part of the ICC family. And that's something that we always try to let them know about in advance. You never really know about it until you get here. But once you're here, man, this community just absorbs our players, and we're so appreciative of that. And so far, so good. Getting done with our 2 weeks of preseason, the adjustment of our international players seems to have been easier than some of our Mississippi players. So it's been good. All right. So where are some of your international players from?
So right now we have 5 on roster. We have 2 from England. Beth Lloyd, a returning player. She is from just outside Manchester. She was a sophomore player for us. The other English player is Lauren Sharples. She is out of Merseyside, England, which is just outside of Liverpool. So those 2 are from England. Then we have one from Liechtenstein, which is a small country just outside of Switzerland. She actually plays for her national team, her senior national team, which is the highest level you can play in women's soccer. She plays for them. And then we have another player, Melanie Huder from Switzerland, and our last player, Vanessa Bogatz from Germany.
Okay, so well-spanned area out there in the international. So, well, let's just talk about it. Preseason, getting ready to start the season. Man, y'all are in a tough division. Everybody talks about the MACCC, or what used to be the MAJC, known for just the toughness of the competition in football. It's that same way in soccer. They realigned, to kind of even things out with what the scholarships had versus some of the others. Really kind of made it a more fair playing field between the Division One and now Divisions Two schools. We are D2, but man, I think what was it 2 years ago? 3 of the Final 4 were out of our conference, so that just tells you, man, we're in a tough conference.
Yeah, this past 2022 season, we sent 3 of our teams within the MACCC to the national tournament, which is great for them, great for the exposure of the conference. But it just shows the level of the conference. I think you're right. Whenever we were a Division I program, which was fine, we were always competitive, and but we would run into those juggernauts at the Division I level, the Tylers, the East Floridas, that could have fully funded scholarships in comparison to what we could have. So I thought that maybe the level would go a little bit unappreciated, just because we never got to that next level. We never got to the round of top 3 or top 4 in the final tournament. Now that we've adjusted to Division III, which is now universal to our conference and all the other teams that are equal to us across the nation, we are consistently sending national contenders to the tournament, which is always our goal here at Itawamba. I mean, that's what we strive for, and so to see some of our competitors go and get that opportunity last year, obviously we're excited for them. It's great for the exposure, like I said, of the league, but that's something we're striving for this year and moving forward. We want to be in those top 10 contenders as well.
And we're talking with Coach David Strother, the head coach of the women's soccer team here at ICC. And, Coach, you talk about being competitive. You have wins over those teams that played for that. So, it's just one of those that, in any sport, the break sometimes beats the girls at the wrong time, or if you get a break at the right time and get hot at the right time, good things can happen. And we're going to have that happen this season. I feel good about that.
Yeah, and the good thing about community college athletics is if you don't like it 1 year, stick around, because the next year it completely changes. And last year was a rebuilding year. It was a rebuilding year for us in regards to, we had a few players that were expected to return coming in as sophomores and then just decided to transfer out and continue their journey academically without continuing soccer, which is always completely fine. We want to have a great experience for students here to be successful, not just on the field, but also in the classroom. And so they saw a benefit to transfer to Mississippi State and Ole Miss and University of North Alabama, and I think also Mississippi College. And so going into last year, we were a little bit lower in numbers than what we normally are. And it was asking a lot more from our freshman class, who I thought adjusted well, but it was not what we are consistently known for. And so a rebuilding year, to go through some bumps and bruises that we're not accustomed to then use that as a foundation to go into the spring and have those freshmen that we're going to grow into our now current sophomores, really buy into our standards and our competitiveness, and they did that in the spring, and it's now continued on into this preseason, and it's been an amazing camp. First thing is, we've been fortunate enough to stay pretty much healthy, but the level of competitiveness, the standard of expectations is really being fueled by our sophomore class, and we're excited about that.
As always, like you said, it's tough in this league because, you try to build a team. You don't have the 4 years like most people do. You got the year and a half, basically, to get your girls squared away there. Well, let's talk about the girls right now. How are they looking, and what's your expectations? And let's break down expectations. We'll say the first half of the season before we enter division play. What's your expectations and goals for that part of the season?
Yeah, so I always break it down just like you said in stages of the season. I don't think you can look at what you want to be at in November and expect to be there on August 1st when you come in for preseason. So we had objectives and goals as a coaching staff that we wanted to accomplish through preseason, and it started before preseason. We wanted them to come in fit, and there was a different way that we went about our fitness standards this summer. And the girls really embraced it, and this has been the fittest preseason camp that we've had in my going on my 9th season here at Itawamba. And so that was a great foundation, and it's leading to what we want to try to accomplish getting into the conference play. We know that the MACCC is the highest competitive conference probably in the entire nation, so we want to use these first games leading into conference play, going through the middle of August up until September, to see what our standard can be, to see what we're doing well, to see maybe what positions are doing what we expect from them, and maybe some things that we want to tweak as we get ready for conference. Every game out, we're going to want to win. We want to be competitive, but we want to use these games to get prepared for the games that are really going to matter whenever we start seeing our other MA opponents.
Absolutely. And of course, a lot of that you've already talked about starts with your sophomores. So let's talk about that sophomore group. They're going to have to step in and be those leaders that they kind of were last year.
Yeah.
In this sense. So that's going to be a bonus heading into this. But talk about your sophomores and kind of your expectations with them.
Yeah, well, I think for this year compared to last year, because we were so young, we only had 4 sophomores that returned, and we had 14 freshmen. They had to learn to lead. And just like you come to a community college program like at Awamba, where we expect our freshmen to play, we're not going to keep you on the sideline, and we're gonna have you play. We know that you're not going to know how to do it all. It's the same thing with leading. We expect you to lead, but maybe you don't know how to lead yet. And so we try to find things that are beneficial to our team based on individuals. Someone that's outgoing and someone that is that Energizer bunny. We're going to give her tools where she can lead with her personality. Others that lead through hard work and just holding others accountable. We're going to give her some ideas of how she can lead. And so seeing them buy into that and lead through their own individual quirky tendencies this past preseason, it's been really fun to watch. And there's some particular players that we're saying, hey, we need a little bit more from you, a little bit of a higher role. But overall, it's the overall sophomore class that's really stepping into their comfortable roles and having the freshmen come in and buy in based on how they're performing so far.
And we're continuing to talk with Coach David Strother about the upcoming ICC women's soccer season here, and just talked about the sophomores. Now let's focus on those freshmen. Man, I don't think a lot of people realize just how big of a jump it is from the high school level to this level.
That's right.
I mean, the speed of the game, the toughness of the game. A lot of people, think, men's soccer is going to be more physical. I'm sorry. Sometimes these women matches that we call, like I'm out there, I'm like, I'm not going to play in this because they're going to beat me up. So just talk about just trying to getting those freshmen caught up to speed.
Yeah, I think that is the biggest adjustment for a player coming in as a new player. It's the speed of the game and the physicality of the game, and the college level is so physical. And we try to play with keeping the ball, and we want to try and play pretty. I guess if you could say that, but our league doesn't always play pretty sometimes. Our league is very physical, very athletic, very aggressive, and if you hold on to the ball too long as an individual player, you're going to remember holding on to the ball, and so just having our sophomores who have been through a year help our freshmen understand when we're working on things in practice that, hey, it needs to be faster, or hey, you need to be more aggressive, and then this is why. Not necessarily being led by us as coaches, because they're only going to listen to us so much. But even in training, if a freshman's going a little light, I've seen a couple times where a sophomore stepped in and just a little wake up call, a little bit more physical, and it's not to hurt them, it's not to punish them. It's just a matter of saying, hey, this is what to prepare for in the next 2 weeks. This is going to get real, and we're not just playing against ourselves anymore. Now we're playing against those other opponents who want to hurt us just as bad as we want to hurt them.
Absolutely. Now the season kicks off on the 17th. You're hitting Pellissippi. It's a new community college.
It is.
Up in Knoxville. So, Coach, I do appreciate your time. Before I let you go, though, for those out there that may be looking at possibly a future in soccer at ICC, kind of give you an opportunity to reach out to them, maybe some parents or guardians that are listening, that maybe even some former players. Just tell them about your program, how they can learn more, and then if there's somebody out there that would like to donate, they could do that as well.
Yeah, so the best way to find us and the best way to get connected to us is all through our social media outlets. You guys with this department do an amazing job of really promoting us and every athletic program we have across this campus. And so we have on Instagram and on I guess it's X now, not so long Twitter, but on Instagram and on X and on Snapchat, you can find us at ICC_soccer, and all of those are universal to all of those platforms. If you follow us, we'll try to go back and follow you. And if you're a potential player, the best way to let us know that you're interested you're interested in us is reaching out to us. You can find all of my information and all of our soccer offices information on our letsgoicc.com website through the staff directory. Any questions you may have about potential information, potential prospects. There's a questionnaire there that you can fill out. It takes about 5 minutes. That information gets directly sent to my email and Coach Galtie's email. And we try to always respond to a player. I always say, kind of generically, but very truthfully, if you're interested in us, we want to be interested in learning what you're looking to achieve. And if you're wanting to know more about the program, great. If you're wanting to know more about how you can fit into the program, that's even better. And so I think recruiting is all about communication. And if you want to communicate with us first instead of us getting to you first, you can absolutely do that. There's no violation, and we'll be happy to talk with you about our program and tell you about what we try to expect from our student athletes here with the Toowoomba Women's Soccer.
Well, Coach, looking forward to an exciting season, a successful season. And as I said, it starts Thursday on the road, and then you guys come home. And we want to invite all the fans to come out and support the Lady Indians this season. You can find that schedule, as David mentioned, on letsgoicc.com. Coach, anything else before I let you go?
No, we just look forward to anyone coming out and supporting the program. We've got a pretty good amount of home games. We'll do double headers with the men's team. Check the website. Find out where our games are going to be. If you're not able to come in and watch a home game, if we're around your area, come out and watch our program. These ladies work extremely hard to promote our program, but also more importantly, promote our wonderful institution. And so support them. They're going to love it. We're going to love it. And anytime that we get to see our brand out there supporting us from the sidelines, man, that's just an added bonus.
And to remind you, you can also watch the matches if you can't make it on letsgoicctv.com. You don't want to listen to the guy doing the play-by-play.
Best commentating in the conference, man. Give yourself some credit.
I appreciate that, Coach. That's Coach David Strother letting us know more about the Lady Indians soccer team. Again, visit letsgoicc.com to learn more about them and also how you can help support the team as well. We'll be back more of the ICC Hour right after this.